Hey, hey, hey! Welcome back to the show that serves hot takes with a side of receipts. I'm Ava, your host who's not afraid to tell it like it is.
And I'm Jordan, your co-host and expert on throwing just enough shade. Today, we're diving into the messy, juicy, and downright bizarre world of, you guessed it, family vloggers.
That's right. We're talking about those picture-perfect families who've made turning their kids into content their full-time job. Are they blessed, or are they just plain messy? Spoiler alert, it's giving both.
And trust me, by the end of this, you'll either be canceling your subscriptions or hate watching them even harder. Let's go.
Segment 1. The Rise of Family Vlogging. So, family vlogging wasn't always a circus. It started off pretty innocent. Families like the Shaytards and Daily Bumps were just documenting their lives. But then, somewhere along the way, it went from cute home movies to staged drama for clicks.
Yeah, and now, it's like every milestone is a production. First day of school, on camera. Losing a tooth, on camera. Kid gets grounded, you guessed it, on camera. And we're not talking about casual clips. We're talking drone shots, music, editing, Oscar-level production, y'all.
But let's talk about how the money changed everything. These channels are cash cows. Ad revenue, sponsorships, merch. It's like watching someone film their family reunion, but the reunion's sponsored by a vacuum cleaner. Segment 2. When it gets dark, the scandals.
All right, y'all, let's spill the real tea. Because behind the picture-perfect thumbnails, there's a lot of skeletons in these family vloggers' closets. And by skeletons, I mean full-blown scandals.
Let's kick it off with the Stauffers. They adopted a little boy Huxley from China and made their entire journey a viral sensation. Fans followed every step, from the airport homecoming to his first words in English. They even did sponsorships around his adoption.
But then, out of nowhere, they announced they'd rehomed him. Like what? Their reasoning? He had special needs they weren't equipped to handle. Fans were furious. The comment section was a war zone, with people saying they treated Huxley like a content prop, a storyline they could just write off when it got too hard.
And the worst part? They didn't just quietly step away to handle it. No, they monetized the entire process. There were videos with titles like Our Hardest Decision Yet, complete with tearful thumbnails. Imagine making ad revenue off announcing you gave up your kid. Wild.
Next up, Franke from 8 Passengers. Ruby was the queen of strict parenting, but things took a turn when she started oversharing her discipline methods. There was one video where she casually mentioned that her 6-year-old had to sleep on a beanbag for months as punishment.
And then there's the infamous lunch incident. Ruby bragged about sending her kindergartner to school without lunch because they forgot to pack it themselves. Like, ma'am, they're 5. People were horrified.
And now Ruby's facing serious allegations for child neglect. Let's just say the internet is not rooting for her comeback tour.
Oh, and we can't forget the LeBrons. They thought it'd be hilarious to prank their daughter by telling her they were giving away her puppy. Spoiler alert, she cried, hard. And instead of stopping, they zoomed in on her face for the perfect thumbnail. Classy.
Their comment section was a disaster after that. People were like, y'all are traumatizing this poor girl for views. And honestly, they weren't wrong.
Segment 3. The price of fame. For the kids. So, we've talked about the scandals, but let's focus on the real victims here, the kids. Because while mom and dad are raking in cash, these kids are the ones paying the price.
Like, imagine your parents filming you during your worst moments, crying, throwing a tantrum, getting punished, and then uploading it for millions of people to see. These kids don't have privacy, they don't have agency, and they definitely don't have a say in how their lives are being monetized.
And let's talk about money. Most of these parents aren't putting anything aside for their kids. Hollywood child actors have laws to protect their earnings, but YouTube kids, they're at the mercy of their parents.
Some of these kids have spoken out as they've gotten older. Like, there's one former vlogger kid who said she can't even watch home videos because they're all on YouTube. Every family memory is a public spectacle.
Segment 4. Where do we draw the line? So, here's the million-dollar question. Should family vlogging even be allowed? Because at this point, it feels like modern-day child labor wrapped in a bow of family fun.
Some countries are starting to crack down. France, for example, just passed laws requiring vlog parents to share earnings with their kids and give them the right to have their content removed when they grow up. Honestly, America needs to get on board.
But until then, it's up to us, the viewers, to hold these vloggers accountable. Stop watching the toxic channels, call out the bad behavior, and maybe, just maybe, think twice before you subscribe. All right, folks, let's wrap this up. What did we learn today? Family vlogging might seem all rainbows and picture-perfect thumbnails, but when you peel back the layers, it's a whole lot messier. From kids being exploited for views to parents monetizing their most personal moments, it's not as blessed as it looks. Look, I get it. Some of these families are entertaining. But at what cost? If your entertainment comes at the expense of a child's privacy, maybe it's time to rethink your watch history. And to all the parents out there, your kid's life isn't a storyline. Their tears aren't clickbait. If you really love them, maybe start by respecting them enough to give them a life that doesn't revolve around content creation. If you want to dive deeper into some of the things we covered, I've linked resources and articles in the description. Go check them out, because staying informed is the first step to making better choices, right? Thanks for hanging out with me on another episode of Reality TV 2.0. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And hey, maybe hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next episode. Catch you next time.